Between. It's hunkered on down and it's got plenty of downforce, believe me.
Miles an hour, they reckon. Does it share anything with the original Veyron? Well, they say not very much, and it's developed from it, but you might as well consider it an all-new car, given that now, when the Veyron came out, it had 1,001 horsepower, if you remember, but now this is up to 1,500, because and it's but you are at the limits now of what tyres can take, and also where you can drive it at its top speed. There are not many places where you can get up to it, aside from perhaps Volkswagen's own test track. I mean, this is an example, isn't it, of the supercar concept is very much alive and well.
Yeah, definitely.
The bubble has not yet burst. No, it hasn't. No, and in terms, this sort of horsepower race doesn't stop either. You know, every time a new supercar comes out, it has more power than the last one, and that is because one Lamborghini engine. So it is because the acceleration above 200 kilometers an hour starts to tail off unless you have an awful lot of them. Lower speeds, your traction limited anyway. So whether you've got 1,500 horsepower or 1,000 horsepower, up to sort of 100 miles an hour doesn't make a huge amount of difference because you're limited for what the tyres will put on the ground. It's engineering marketing, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Yeah, and I think that the original Veyron was brought out because of that. It was VW Volkswagen MPX idea that we would have this extraordinary. It would be standard with a Golf, but would also do 250 miles an hour and have 1,000 horsepower. Is it true that Bugatti would not have made any money? Either way, I would be surprised if they did. They don't sell loads of them, and even though they eventually became £1.5 million a piece for some of the later special editions, they had to search. It's a mammoth engineering project, and first part of the first two corners, the long double apex right, turns it in, just clips the grass on the way in. Justin knows every inch of this course, as Marcus says many times, the best time of the day holder. Comes howling over the brow into Molecombe, hard on the brake, down the box, gets it turned in. Good morning. Won't be one of his fastest climbs, but it will still be pretty shocking. Through the flint wall, it's a big car, remember, and this, the drive of Goodwood House is not very wide, dominated by these big bales either side of the course. And already line through the uphill left-hander and across the line, stops the clock 53.5, that's 120 miles an hour across the line.
Away goes the X4 given Nissan. The car.
Away. especially now. The last. Now, they've only made 24, and I think even though they're £1.5 million plus local taxes, you'll never lose a bean on it.
No, exactly. It's the sort of, it's an arrive and drive type concept, isn't it, where they look after it for you.
They do.
And you go and...
Yeah, they do. There was a track day at Silverstone on Wednesday with some of them. Aston have built all 24 Falcons already. It's got an 800 horsepower. The handling back car, and yeah, you turn up. You can take it away if you want to. Ferrari have a sort of FXX program where we saw that car, and then Ferrari sort of look after the cars itself. Aston are prepared to look after it, but if you want to take it away and look after it yourself, you can do that.
And they're essentially road cars with tax discs, racing cars with tax discs, aren't they?
Yeah, well, I mean the Vulcan doesn't even have a tax disc, although I believe our airlines putting it together on the road, but it is. Yeah, it feels every inch a racing car, but with the sort of fit and finish and interior of it.
More great Astons. We saw the GT8 just moved the Vantage concept on the level.
Yeah, and this is one of those. They are introducing, as well as introducing new models in a great hurry. They're also introducing these sort of special edition, limited run models which sell out very quickly.
So all sorts of wonderful machines, some of which we're seeing for the very first time in public. That's really the sort of essence of the Festival of Speed, isn't it? It is, in terms of the supercar element. These things have not been seen in public before in many cases.
No, indeed. There are an awful lot of cars making a debut this weekend, and it has become, Goodwood has become, for that reason, I think, the current British Motor Show, effectively. Yeah, so there are lots of new cars, not all supercars, but there's Lukewarm Benno Twingo making its debut here this weekend, and it is the place to see, and on the Moving Motor Show, drive new cars.
We joke every year, don't we, that this takes
there are other motor shows are available, but you can tell the amount of new cars again.
very special Lamborghini crossing the line. Is that an all-new car?
It's a derivative of the Huracan. It's aviation inspired, so they're not making very many, but it's got details inside. By airplanes, but basically mechanically it's the same as the standard Huracan.
Alpine, a car that is making a company that's making a lot of noises, isn't it?
Indeed, yeah, finally making a great comeback. Sports engineers who are taking charge of it, and the new car will be about 1,100 kilos, which is really exciting. So she'll probably cost about, I think, probably sort of 40, over 200 horsepower. So it's really, it's the lovely thing about it is it.
Yeah, these little low-capacity engines that don't weigh anything are very powerful now.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, there'll be a Porsche 718 Boxster S coming up at the hill at some point, and that now has a 2.5-litre turbocharged four-cylinder rather than the old sort of 3.4-litre classics. It makes an awful lot more power than before, but does 37 to the gallon, which the old one did not. And that is the way of things in the drive for improved economy and emissions and better air quality. Engine sizes are coming down, and as a result, come down as well.
On screen, the Rolls-Royce, the Wraith Black Badge.
Yes,
that's clearly a special limited edition of a car built across the road.
Indeed, yeah. As if the Wraith wasn't, special enough already. The Black Badge is, an even more personalisable program. It has a bit more power, and it's got some suspension and handling tweaks, and it's going quite briskly, isn't it, actually? But it will, I think it will always be a Rolls-Royce. With the regular car.
It doesn't matter what they do, does it? These guys, they will sell these cars before they make them. They announce a limited edition. Thousands of valid applications. Who do they sell them to?
Well, exactly, and because what you don't want to sell them to is people who are going to buy them and then profit a month later and then pay you to buy them. You want to sell them to.
How do you stop that?
Well, I don't know. Well, that's without a history of knowing who buys your cars and how long they keep them, that's difficult. And Ford's last car of that ilk was the GT. Quite how you decide who gets first dibs is a tough one, I think, and you do risk upsetting people, even if you do operate these lists where you go to preferred buyers. Yeah, you keep people off.
a 10-year-old GT still an appreciating asset? Would I have to pay more for that now than I would?
I'm not entirely sure. There was a time when it wasn't. It went down because I think it was about 140, 100. They are probably on the way back up, like all rare and classic cars. And it was, you know, the real key to it. It was a great car to drive, and that is always the sort of defining factor when it comes.
Got to talk about BMW. We just saw the M4 GTS on the screen. Centenary of BMW. They're represented in a big range at the moment. Yeah, it's cleverly done because you instantly see the family resemblance.
Absolutely, yeah.
They're the same but different.
They are, yeah. And they're still, you know, it's easy to forget because of how many cars they've released in a short space of time. They're still a very... in this form, although they made the Mercedes McLaren SLR and they made the F1 before that, you know, in this current form in the new company, so they've come a long way in a very short space of time.
Another, a different McLaren altogether on the hill. We've got three on the hill, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got a 605 long tail, which is one of these special little editions that we were talking about that you get invited to drive. That is the Can-Am version of the 650 Spider. There's going to be 50 of those. Can-Am anniversary, I think.
Should be papaya orange, that one. Extraordinary machine on the screen now.
Yeah, that is. You're used to seeing this car effectively with no roof. It is a KTM Crossbow or Expo. They don't mind whichever you call it, but which is began life as an all carbon fibre tubbed 2C roadster. It'd be much better as a GT4 race car if they put a roof on it. So it now has one, and I think it looks rather better actually.
It does.
It looks really good.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but I didn't recognise it.
No, it looks like a proper aero package now. Whereas if you drive the Roadster, there is quite a lot of wind buffeting compared to some of its rivals. But it's an interesting car company. You know, they dip their toe into making cars with sort of moderate success, and I think they're sort of wondering what to do with it.
Briefly, we saw the View on the screen, and that's got.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I think he's going to be trying to go quite fast in this weekend.
Yeah, he would do. Yeah, he's a young racing driver.
Yeah, this is the sort of RR version. So it is a more track focus version than the regular one. So instead of its usual 200 and something horsepower, it now makes 305.
The Praga R1R on the screen looks essentially like a cross between an LMP and a Grandad.
It's an interesting company, Slovakian company, who you might not know much about, but it's mechanical layout, it's pure race car.
I see Honda NSX. Did I see Mark 1 and Mark 2 together?
Yeah, the Mark 1 is. It really stands up to the test of time. It's got a terrific engine. It feels like it's got loads of integrity, and you can see out of it so easily. And it's narrow, and it's just a great road car even now.
I suspect the Honda engineers probably listened to what Ayrton said.
Yeah, you think so, wouldn't you? Yeah, if he says something, you would think every word would go into it.
It's wonderful footage of him going around Suzuka.
Oh, isn't it brilliant? With his throttle, with his white socks and his slip-on shoes on, and just utterly brilliant.
Yeah, it's the opposite of what you're told.
But away he goes.
If it worked for him, it works for me.
Yeah.
And there is the new one.
But there is a new one. So, like the old one, it has a V6, but this time it has 2 turbos, and unlike the old one, so there's one augmenting the engine at the back, and there are period of selling sort of 3,000 to 5,000 cars a year, and a couple of years ago they said, you know what, we should really sell more than that. We should sell 50,000 cars a year. So what they need is a vastly expanded model range, and the Levante is part of that. I think that'll sell an awful lot of cars for them.
Yeah, and here's the latest version of the Volkswagen Golf GTI. The car that really kick-started the hot hatch phenomenon in the late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
is, well, yeah, the GT Golf GTR is 40 years old this year, in fact. So this Club Sport S was built partly to celebrate that. It's got no rear seats. It's got 306 horsepower, which is the first time a front-wheel drive Golf has ever got that much power. And it, as you can see on its stickers on the side as it goes around, it set a new front-wheel drive production car lap record around the Nürburgring Nordschleife of 7 minutes 49, which is pressing on. It's really quick, isn't it? Yeah, it's really quick. It's all when it's 300 horsepower, but when it's its driver would say, when you only got 300 horsepower, you have to maintain an awful lot of corner speed to get that sort of time out of it. So they've developed a specific suspension setup for it. It's relatively soft, which it allows them to attack curbs massively, and you can ride over curbs there, and it really stays incredibly settled. And but it still feels quite golfy. It's relatively refined, and it's not as twitchy as say a Renault Megane RS.
I did do a 748 a few years ago in my this year 1600 Mark 1 GTI, but it's quite a bit lighter, to be honest.
It's not wrong. You're not wrong.
A kind of sky. They don't want to know what that is.
Well, they don't know, and they were even unsure about telling people what it is. But I can tell you, it is the return of Bristol. This is an engineering prototype. Not like the Bristols we came to know in its latter form before the company sort of disappeared, before this resurgence when they were sort of 4-seat coupe.
Yeah, the boat fighters.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But they're back, and this is.
They don't realise John Anna, who is one of the lined up.
That's on the line. Yeah, there's recognizable helmet colours, the simple white and blue bands. The great doctor, seven time in world as well as put the engine in the back, that'll never work. But those speedy specials tell the telemetry from the driver, do I put my goggles up or pull them down? Yeah, bad either way, I think. Yeah. Don't risk the car, no. And on the lines of Babu's M6GT, Bruce's attempt at a road car, and what an attempt it was. And it was a successful attempt at that, wasn't it? We've commentated on one of those McLarens many a time, haven't we, Chris? Martin Bolsover's car at Chelsea, former British Hill Climb champion and Can-Am Steigenberger race winner of in the 90s. Not the first time to take out the Chelsea, but mirrors, indicators and a number plate. It's the right colour, Henry. It doesn't look out of place in a modern context, does it? Not at all. Could feature in our Michelin supercar run. Bruce McLaren's first road car, the M6 GT. James Edwards at the wheel today, taking it very easy. It's now fully wet out there, so we're not going to see any quick times in the qualifying shootout, either for the supercars or for our 20 competition machines. I'm not optimist. I think the sky is clearing a bit. On the line, the brilliant Mercedes SLS AMG GT3, driver to the advanced control to the wheel. Ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause. The Millimania winner from 1955, nearly 100 miles an hour average for 1,000 miles.
Det var för att jag skulle prova det läder. Det kan jag verkligen, så, men det fick jag väldigt bra nästa år. Ja, jag ska inte filma det.
Dale mo. Artista con mis cámaras.
Det er trist. Skulle hatt ørnet opp, da.
line now with the Ferrari Barchetta. His way with all India in 1950, Sally had this car with husband Dudley. And the only one with the longer chassis.
Pit away in the Fiat S70. Before that, then Collins in the Mercedes
Car that did 135 mile an hour. That's the record. 5 kilometre record. 80 litres of fuel. That's it. Brilliant from
also ran for the European Motorsport Program in the 60s.
W's touring car, enormous history. Sierra Cosworth.
The first corner and through the second right. And in front of the house to Grand Glory with the VT60 shootout, particularly looking fast from Mackfield.
Thank you. Fourth man at the moment, Kevin Cooper with a little BMW. Enormous amount for the first 100 metres. Now the race is on to the first intermediate sprint as he rushes past Goodwood House. The British 100 metres, 6.61 seconds, a second slower than Bulldog in the first 100 metres. The race
To fix that car because Ash Sutton chucked it in the bail, didn't he?
the graduate from the car wants to jump over to the left-hand side of the racetrack. Andrew Jordan knows his way up this hill. He tried to get some heat into the tyres before he came to the line. A little bit of a wag, a little bit of a behind a car that won.
It's a really genuine Alpha chemistry. That car is moving around.
Cubic capacity.
Yes, hashtag grunt. Peter Schleifer already through the first few corners in front of the house. And our competition.
Absolutely right. Some historic racing with this car all over.
Spin right there on Friday. No such drama this time. Look how wide this car is. In places it's barely any narrower than the road.
It is now in its 40th year. I remember seeing one of them. And I thought,
Experience, former British Hill Climb champion. Listen to that. That's the actual car that
is how 70s Grand Prix racing sounded. 100 metres. This, an ex-James Hunt car.
Yes, it is. Yeah, race this. Car looking good now.
Half the house of minimum car driven by Timo Salmon. By you, Mark Hankin. This will be a quick run.
Yes, it will. It was quick last year. How
Making the 900 horsepower. He's got the length, he's got the stride.
to pencil. With the engine. It's a time attack.
Front of the house, he unleashes the world rallycross power with the Citroen. A quick run.
That's impressive, isn't it? In a Porsche 911 rear-wheel drive quicker than Durant. Keep an eye on Pat Durant for this car to fight speed. Standard. Group A. Group B.
Back out a little for the second right-hander. The fancy run car has been prepared.
Car in the shootout drags a little bit of dirt onto the course. From the second. If you're watching it here live on
in the headset. The 911 at that point.
of DFV powered Mirage.
No, and Derek hasn't got any speed. No. And he's still very cool.
It's low cloud over West Sussex.
Oh, brilliant. Not designed to go around corners, of course, so he's not coming up to me at Moulcombe. And he'll go into the paddock, the F1 paddock halfway up the course, just after the bridge.